hard to see them be able to pull off a victory in a best-of-3 against a class team like Furia's.
Yeah, no, I definitely find it interesting, the sort of interview with Swag we had earlier, where he said they've been working on changing up the style that fits the players. So I wonder if that is going to be a more aggressive, like, individually based team, because that is what they are. They're like a mixture of sort of pug stars that have come together and, well, they've created a team called Swole Patrol. Like, what do you really expect from them here? They're going to be pulling out the muscles. They're going to be looking to try and get aggressive on towards this B site, already losing the initial duel with Ye going down, the smile maybe being wiped off his face, and in the meantime, there's already 2 players towards the back of the site. Going to be fairly difficult to clear here. And the rotation now coming in. Henny is going to go down as he attempts to make his way through the smoke. And they are managing to do a fair bit of damage. Unfortunately, the kills come back. And although they're managing to trade a few, it's left all on to Zelsis in a 1 versus 2. Well, Yuri may be very low. If he can hit one of these tags. Okay, they're now down to just 9 HP between them. Somehow he's made this look possible. Minute left on the clock, so not really in much of a rush, and the bomb's still within his hands. I'd say just trying to bait them in here with the plant, but not really falling for it. They have a kit on the CT side. I think they know that eventually he might have to stick this, unless... Could he rep round? He could go A. He's got the time. That would be a big brain play from Zelsis.
I almost thought he was actually going to just push into CT spawn and go for him. Just kind of take the fight to them. And it looks like he's going to be going that route. 30 seconds left. He's got his unbranded shoes on. Not gonna try to give a free shout out to any
your brand
certain company, but maybe you could if you want to sponsor here on the show. Heads over to the A site, gets the bomb down. I think they just realized, well, the bomb's not here. Let's head back towards A. They do have a kit though on Yuri, so it's possible they could drag this one out and play for time, but it's more about where the hell has Zelsis gone, because they're both low on HP. 9 HP between the 2 on Furia's side. 1 build each would do it. And I think Zelsis is more than a capable man to win this 1v2.
He's got a fantastic position just to try and hold on to this, and even with the kit, he's wasted an awful lot of time the second they go for this diffusal. Very easy kill, and now Art is left in a really tough position. I think Zelsis knows that he's got him dead to rights, just has to be patient, even it gets the headshot in the end, and, well, he'll die to the bomb, but it doesn't really matter. A massive clutch coming out from him early on in this match, and those are the sort of plays I think Swole Patrol are going to need. Those big individual plays, get the rest of your team pumped up, and really put the pressure onto Furia.
Yeah, and I think that's the, like I said, the start they kind of needed to get things going, to get the blood pumping, to get those biceps pumped up and ready to go, because they're going to need to be able to click some heads here, able to buy up into this round. Yay with a P90. Just want to point that out. And on the other side, we do have a scout, a couple of pistols bought up here or there. And of course, some decent utility, a lot of smokes, 4 currently on the side of Furia, to look to maintain that hold on towards that B position. That nade, oh my gosh, he's absolutely decimating them. Henny, poor Ye hasn't even had a chance to play this so far in this match.
Yeah, goodbye P90. There goes that waste of money, has hit the deck already, which I'll be honest, no.
I was just saying, the P90 is 0 for 1 in North American Pro League, and it might be 0 for 2.
I hope so. There's not many guns I dislike, but that is definitely one of them. It just seems like a waste of money. I'm happy to be proved wrong, but...
Is there a story of why you hate the P90? Did someone like abuse you with it in matchmaking or something?
I feel like it's the gun where just like people just run around the corners holding down mouse 1 and just pray that they get kills. So, whereas a gun like the XM, that takes skill and class.
Couldn't even say that with a straight face, could you?
No.
Looks like the hit will come towards the safe site for Swole Patrol. You do have though Henny there on the rotate to help out from CT spawn. Trying to hold towards Arch. Neptune might actually get a whiff of him. In the meantime, Henny's actually backed away from this. Now the hits going to be coming through. It's been a nice little tag coming out of Arch. Gets the kill on the Sub-Rosa, and Yuri as well chiming in, and very doable now in a 4-on-2 situation. The P90, 0 for 2. Just going to point that out again. A little, nice little snap of fact for you guys. Henny, what a shot out of him. Zelsis alone in a 1-on-2 yet again. Gets the first, trying to spray into the second. Flashbang comes through. He's got him blind. He's got him backed away. He's got time to work with here. But not a lot of HP. And he just needs 1 bullet. 8 health left.
Oh, please! Oh, my goodness, Zelsis. He's 5-0 at the moment. 2 clutches back-to-back. That one probably shouldn't have needed to be that close with the investment, but he's having a good time at least. And, wow, that has to be frustrating for Furia. That's now 2 rounds that they probably should have won. And, well, Yeah, you don't see much emotion on their faces. They seem fairly calm. Well, they're actually going to go for a force buy. I actually don't mind this. With the amount of damage they managed to do in the last round, this is a good opportunity to break back. Swole Patrol don't have a huge amount of money themselves, so they're mostly buying into SMGs. And those nades have done so much damage. Again, the utility from Furia working strong. It's a fast play into the side. I don't think they expect there to be a buy on the other side. And again, it's the Deeks to find damage. 2 kills coming in for Art. Zelsis is still standing, so who knows, but he's now hit the deck. Is left on to Swag instead. He has managed to retrieve one of the remaining rifles. However, surely this time a 1v3, but it is Swag.
He could just say that for anything. He doesn't completely have the advantage in terms of weaponry as well. Only has a smoke. The problem is the bomb, though. The position that's currently down, he's going to be... he has to be spotted trying to pick this one up. And he has so many other angles that he's going to have to worry about. Does he know all 3 players are towards CT spawn, though? Or does he expect maybe someone pushing from the banana position? It seems like he's going to go hunting. Tries to smoke in front of the bomb, so he could pick it up cleanly. Swing around the corner into the Deeks. Art with a triple in that round. And that force up working out well for them.
Yeah, they've been beastly with the Deagles, and, well, that was just a fantastic round from Art. But this is sort of the breakback that they were looking for. The last 2 rounds, only 1 man has survived, and so the economy for the T side is going to be as pretty much as bad as it can get. Loss bonus will be at absolute 0, and, well, this is what comes out of it. Zelsis, of course, being the only survivor, is able to get a rifle, and everybody else is stuck on pistols.
Trying to go for somewhat of a hero play. And, well...
the Kaplan curse returns.
I think they'll be able to recover. Yeah, they should be able to recover this one with relative ease. Problem is now, they still only have that 1 weapon to use. They forced into this round after winning the first 2 and losing the last, and now Henny's just waiting. Waiting to die, I guess I should have said there.
Okay, they've got to be careful with the aggression here. Neptune just waiting patiently will now catch out Art. He did so well in the previous round. Smoke has gone down, but I think they've misread this. They're rotating players away. Depends, though. This is patient from Swole Patrol. They're not being overly aggressive. They're actually just sending Sub-Rosa in on his own. He does have one of the weapons that they've managed to retrieve, and isn't going to spot anything out just yet. Vinny has to be careful, though. He needs to do some damage here. The rotation's going to be a little bit further away, using his utility to try and give him some space. And in fact, he actually nets the kill onto Sub-Rosa as well and burns down that clock even further. Now the T's are going to fall back because they have a man in the backline still, but Vinny may have just done enough. It's down to Neptune. He needs the timing and doesn't get it. K. Serrato will pincer him in, and that leaves just Ye remaining. 15 seconds up and coming, the bomb in his hands, but it may just have to be the chance to save that orb.
Should be able to now with Vinny going down. See Furia immediately backing towards the B side for his quick second there. But now trying to save their weapons, and yeah, we'll be able to maintain the up into the next round, but I think the important part is that Furia has been able to take their 2nd round in a row to tie things up at 2 apiece, and the money's still not really going to be there for Swole Patrol, so if they're going to do anything, they have to make work with this AWP. And a really good hold, I'd say, by Furia, considering they left 1 player on the B site. With that good flashbang to allow him to actually pick up that first kill. I think that was onto Sub-Rosa charging in towards the site. Helped really lock that one down.
Well, yeah, that was the great B defense coming in, but the initial couple of kills, like, you can't blame Henny so much, but Art just walking into mid, that was so risky. And those are the sort of plays that can give away a round like that. So they do have to be careful. This one, it's, well, much of a muchness. You got a Deagle onto Zelsis, Sub-Rosa, Swag with some minute investments, and then you've just got Ye with that saved AWP. In fact, he probably dropped over one of the pistols that they actually have into this round. So a chance for Furia to finally stabilize a little bit and actually make some money, because on that CT side, you don't want to have to just constantly repurchase weapons. And more importantly, they want to have Henny on that orb.
So this round actually could work out really well for them. If they can maintain all the players and actually secure that op out of Ye, then that stable economy could be coming into play for them. Nice little flashbang to come through to allow them to go for a push on towards B, but Art's going to be waiting with the MP9. Gets the first, gets the second as well. If they're going to come through with Swag, I think he was completely blinded up. Takes down Art with the Glock, but Henny's going to be there. Henny wants blood. He wants revenge from the last round where he had absolutely nothing to do with it op.
Got to be a little bit careful. Nade will drop Swag in the end, but this is all about Ye trying to do some extra damage.
Throw the op away, probably.
Well, the other thing as well, though, is if he doesn't save here, he doesn't have a buy into the next round. So, like, they either have to just eco again, which, well, I guess we'll find out, or he's just going to have to play with a pistol. That's the one sort of detriment of saving an AWP like that is, okay, sure, you have the chance to do some damage, but if you don't, or if you don't survive, you then go into the next round without a weapon anyway. So it's obviously not ideal for him now. And we'll see what the team actually opt to do, because the buy is not going to be great anyway. Like, even like Neptune, for example, is not going to have any utility, which not ideal when it comes to this map. And on the other side, as you mentioned, Henny has now got that AWP.
Look at this, Art getting very aggressive. You talked about before, actually gets a little bit too cocky there. And they pay the price. Vinny and Art both going down, not hitting the crossfire, but K-Strada's going to be there, takes down the first, spraying onto the second. Swag trying to do some work as he's looking to push up, but Sabrosa takes a hell of a lot of damage. Look at that push through apartments. Neptune gets behind them, and Neptune's going to lose the battle, though. But will they expect a second? It doesn't matter. K-Strada drops Ye, and somehow Furia come out with the man advantage.
I don't really know how. It seemed like the play was right from Swole Patrol. Swag, though, has managed to trade one back. He should know that the second is around this angle at least. Left into a clutch situation once again, and there's a second player rotating in through middle. At least this time he does have control of the bomb, so it gives him a little bit more of an avenue to make this clutch work out for him. Also not too much damage taken, but he's left with a singular smoke, just hoping that one of these players will give him the angle, and he is just around that position. Okay, never mind. Peeks out, gets the headshot, and well, Furia do get themselves the round.
But it still hasn't been super clear, consistent rounds for Furia so far, even though they are currently 3-2. That last round survived with 2 players. They do maintain the op, which is the upside, but their economy's been struggling throughout this entire series so far. What, the first 4 rounds, 3-4 rounds? It was a force-up every round for them?
Well, the bigger problem I have, like, I don't have a problem with the force-ups necessarily. The problem I have is more with Swole Patrol. That is now 2 rounds where they've had a 2-man advantage and they've lost. That again, they got the 2 opening picks because of the aggression that came off. That happened before when Henny got caught out and then Art just pushed into middle. That was a 5v3. Now again, they have a 5v3 and they managed to lose the round with 2 players surviving. Like, I think that's the moment where questions need to be asked a little bit. Like, why are we not either slowing down the round and playing more as a unit, or how are we like throwing away these picks and giving kills back into the round? Like, of course, you have to give props to players like, for example, Yuri, who's been playing well so far, or K-Strada in that round, who managed to get a couple of kills. But you also have to go, okay, why is Swole Patrol not able to convert these advantageous situations?
I mean, as you're mentioning, considering how that round started by taking down Art and Vinny as they got aggressive in second mid, and then just allowing K-Strada and Yuri to step up and lock things down. But that goes into what you were talking about before, I guess, a little bit. I'm curious, how was it Swag was saying that they're trying to play around?
Well, they sort of just said, like, oh, we've changed our style, which doesn't, like, it means nothing until you compare it to what they were doing previously. But yeah, I wonder if it is just more of a loose style, because they do have a lot of strong individual players. Maybe not the very, very top ones that you see in NA, but definitely players that if you were to put in a team could eventually be like a young star. So it's interesting for sure. The problem is Furia are very happy to get up in their face, and I think that that's something they may not necessarily be used to, but we'll have to wait and see. Either way, this round, just some pistols. Nice shot from Ye. He gets a couple, and again, makes things a little bit costly for Furia, but that could also play into their hands, though. That's something that you have to mention as well, is that Furia are not afraid to fight versus anyone. Like, we've already seen ridiculous amount of aggression from this team. When you're playing against a more pug-style team, that's one of the ways they could win, if you just keep giving them battles.
Yeah, I mean, when you think of Furia, you're going to think of aggressive play. And as we're seeing with MIBR in the last match up against Envy, like Envy were able to take advantage of it over more towards Mirage, I guess we should say, instead of Inferno. But it's whether or not Swole Patrol can do the same, because they did take advantage, right? You know, 2 rounds prior, they got 2 initial kills, but they couldn't close the round out, and that's what's gonna, I think, really haunt them throughout this series potentially. If they can even get the man advantage, but not close the rounds out, what can they possibly do to switch things up and obviously fix it within this match? It's the first match of the season. Only get 3 total. And Art opens things up on a Neptune. Nice little shot comes through. And again, puts himself in a position so he can hit the shot, back away, and not lose this op and lose his presence.
Yeah, another deadly Brazilian AWP duo, but Swagger's going to be able to get a pick back in, allow them some control. However, still a pretty terrifying setup here. Like, Quesarado boosted up. Zelsis has to be careful trying to flash him for his teammates, and they haven't actually seen anything just yet. They've got to be careful because Vinny just strikes from behind. 2 kills and a lot of damage done onto Swag. This is going to put the brakes on their offense a little bit. As Quesarado now just falls back into the pit, gets a more passive position now that they have the advantage, and could even gain a crossfire with his teammate from within the site. This is going to be tough to break down. Zelsis has been pretty clutch in this game so far, but gone a bit quiet over the last few rounds. They need him to come back. He does manage one. And once again, while Swag just seems to be in these late round scenarios, he needs a instant headshot onto Yuri. It is a 1v1, but it won't matter. Yuri takes the kill, and Henny doesn't even need to get to the site.
There's a real chance, though, that they could have won that if Swag picks up that kill, because that rotate came in back towards B, because when they lost, I believe that was it was Art over towards Archway, since he pushed to the smoke, got 2 kills. They had no one to cover CT spawn for the Vinny. No, they had no one to cover the CT spawn rotate. So if he won that 1v1, then he would have had a final 1v1 after the bomb plant.
Yeah.
Could have been possible. Could have been the 3rd round on the board for Swole Patrol, but unfortunately they're going back into the forces up with the pistols. And Furia, they haven't stabilized just yet. Henny is on 4K, but they still have obviously everything they could possibly use into this round.
Yeah, they've got themselves the lead, but they don't necessarily have the bank to back it up just yet. So again, like, even a couple of kills here for Swole Patrol could be hugely valuable in the coming rounds, and we've seen them do some pretty good work with the pistols so far. They've also invested a fair amount into utility, so maybe just looking to try and section off a few different positions again. Like, Art's aggression, very hit and miss. Like, he's got quite a lot of frags so far, but he's given away a few entries as well to Swole Patrol, and they're doing it again. These pistols just seems to do a lot of damage, and this time they found an open site. They found a hole in the defense, as there's now nobody left over on this B site. They get the singular kill, and they decide to take the risk. Vinny very close to even things up back into a 3 versus 3, but the one real worry here, sure, the weaponry's not there for Swole Patrol, but there's not actually much utility for either side in this retake.
But the health is low. Sabro's on 1 HP, Zelsis on 26. A couple of stray bullets could catch them out. Furia no one to flank over towards Banana, though, and that's going to be Sabroza already going down. So to put into a 3-on-3, so many angles to watch. You see Zelsis trying to protect from CT spawn. Quesarado trying to push through the smoke. It's tagged up, very low on HP, eventually finished off. The Neptune as well gets one. Now it's Yuri in a 1-on-2, turned into a 1-on-1, and Neptune with the op, the drop from Henny, gets the kill, and gets the round for Swole Patrol.
Yeah, that's a massive round for them as well. That's another situation where you don't really expect them to be winning. In fact, all of their rounds so far have been either clutches or, well, now around the pistols have just managed to steal away. Real problem as well, as we mentioned, Furia had been winning rounds, but they hadn't had the cash to back it up. So this is what comes out of it. An MP7, some pistols, and sure, you got the AWP onto Henny, but he's yet to really have one of those like crazy rounds. He's had a pick here or there, but he hasn't dominated the server. That's one of the main reasons he's here, is like that sort of flashy, aggressive AWPer who can pretty much hit a shot from any pixel. Actually, can he do it here?
He's like the 2nd from the bottom on his team currently at 5 kills only, and I don't think he's really gotten anything with op done. And I think the 2 times we have seen him, he's just dropped instantly. But Art...
Oh dear. Oh no, he's so good with the Deeg! He might as well just play with that at this point. Again, 2 kills come in, and is it really going to happen again where Furia just seem to win a round from nothing? Steal one away with these pistols. Previously, it's been Zelsis to sort of stabilize these positions and bring them back, but, well, it's not going well. In fact, it's getting worse. Quesarado with another pick. Sabroza has to be careful here. He's almost playing into the CZ's hands, which he does, and he also hands the bomb over to his opponents. It's not like it really matters as Zelsis left in a 1 versus 5, and, oh, okay, that might be a little bit too much. Sure, that's a nice shot, but Art again 3 kills with the Deeg. That's 2 rounds he's done that now. And 2 rounds that they've taken away that, again, should have been won by their opponents.
I mean, to be fair, if you look at the other way around, Furia have let Swole Patrol win a couple of rounds that in a situation they should have been able to. To be fair, Zelsis did play the pistol round well. The 1v2 switching back over towards Ace, I'll give him that. But there's definitely been some moments where, you know, Swole Patrol probably shouldn't have gotten away with what actually happened. As you mentioned, are really good with the Deagle there. Nice little double kill to allow him to come through. I was getting very scared that somehow he's going to pull that off, but you know there's a third player closing him from March, so.
Well, there's 2 rounds now that he's won for them with the Deagle and triple kills.
Yeah.
You can't really ask much more, especially of someone who has recently switched his roles within the team. It's impressive to be able to just still play so well so fast, because he was previously the primary AWPer and just doing a very good job of it, in fact. But, well, Henny, different style, I would say, in the way that he actually AWPs. Either way, still enough money for Swole Patrol to get a buy of sorts onto the board. And to be honest, with what we've seen in this game so far, I would almost say the Deagle's probably the best weapon on their team.
At the same rate, Furia don't have any sort of economy behind this. Zelsis will expect Vinny to be in the corner. Sorry, look in this direction, so I think he has an inkling, but you can see Art's gonna be there to help protect him. Flashbang comes through, smoke is well to cover off, so they can pick up this kill without being returned on. All of that doesn't check it. That's it's a little rough, and Art even gets one as he pushes through the smoke yet again.
Well, already trades things back into the 3 versus 3. Queserado again from above is able to pick off another, but Swag again will trade. They seem to be close rounds, but most of the time it's the opponents coming out on top. But Swag, he's doubled down. He's finally meant that Henny has to do something here. He's been sat on that B site alone for the majority. Both players tagged below half HP, but he's got the one-tap weapon anyway, so doesn't particularly matter how much health they have. In fact, it looks like he may even just be thinking to back away unless somebody hands him a kill within the next couple of seconds. He does not have a kit. And they are going to have to leave this site. Unfortunately for Henny, don't think he knows that. So he's just going to run away and make sure he keeps the AWP into the next round. So 4th on the board. Again, it was not easy for Swole Patrol, but they seem to break back. And again, with how costly they've been making a lot of these rounds, it means that Furia don't really have the money to buy.
It seems like, though, Swole Patrol's success have come off the back of just individual play. I mean, you had Swag push in towards the site, getting 2. You had Zelsis win 2 rounds almost by himself. And that's kind of a worrying thing, you know, having to win rounds based off someone just really standing out in that round. It doesn't feel like there's really great teamwork within the team. You know, like flashes for each other, setting each other up for kills, return frags coming through. And I get worried when we go over to like a map like Vertigo that if Swole Patrol want to have a chance to take this series, I feel like they have to win here on Inferno.
Yeah, no, I would agree. I think that Fury have been playing Vertigo since the very beginning. Here we go, though. Fast push in. Henny, this is not where he wants his AWP to be. Like, he's just been completely overwhelmed. Art this time will manage to get a kill, but it's with the flames. And Vinny, he's trying to retrieve that AWP, but that was never going to happen. Like, that was such a risky play to make. Instead, the B site now completely open, and this force buy looking like it's going to be a failure. Unless, of course, we can get some miracle shots through the smoke or, well, basically one of the worst site holds I think we've ever seen.
I was like legitimately thought there could have been a chance there, but I think Yuri got blinded up and wasn't able to hit anything. 1 on 4 for Queserado. He's got the CZ. I think about 2 or 3 of those kills have come from this weapon. Trying to take his time here again, make it expensive for Swole Patrol. He's got no kit, so the chances of actually pulling this off are very slim to none. Maybe he can pick up a kill and save a weapon, but he's being flanked in from behind. Now he's got to push into the site. He's got to make his move. He'll get 1. Make it expensive for Ye. The second, not as likely as Neptune comes around the corner. And Swole Patrol will get another round on the board. This time, I don't even want to say that was teamwork or individual play. That was just Furia being really aggressive towards Banana, getting caught out. Henny didn't even get like a single shot off. Then Yuri just tried to run for it to pick it up. Then he got caught off by the smoke as well. So it wasn't really a round necessarily won off of the great play of Swole Patrol, but more of off the position and mistakes out of Furia.
I wouldn't necessarily say mistakes. It was a brawl. It was one of those rounds where they had was pistols, so they went for something really risky. I think Henny, of course, was, yeah, that's not where he wanted the AWP to be, but I don't think he expected them to just run up Banana with a MAC-10. So, it's one of those rounds that both teams would probably just be happy ended. And this one is, well, the USP mid-stack. A singular flash onto Art. They're basically waiting patiently to see if anybody comes around mid, then they'll pop flash in and just try and charge them down, which should be happening right about now. And, well, they've done a bit of damage. Quesarado has managed to at least get himself a kill. If they get anything more than that, I'll be fairly surprised, because now they don't have any utility and the T's are just watching.
There's a lot of bolts hitting Ye there, but not really much damage done. I think I counted like 3 or 4 in that one. By the way, Fraud looks great, I have to say. He's looking like fantastic in general. Just wanted to point that out.
Okay.
Good looking guy.
You got a man crush?
A little bit. I mean, hey, I remember watching him back in the old school days, 1.6, playing with Complexity. Good old Storm, Sunman. It's good times. Sad to see it didn't work out for him in CSGO as a player, but good to see him around as a coach. But 7-6, Swole Patrol getting close to tying things up on the T half, nonetheless. And I feel like we've not had either team. I think this is like the most stable we've seen in economy for a team for Swole Patrol out of this entire match so far, these first 13 rounds.
Yeah, it's been very backwards and forwards, that's for sure. Initial kill come in, and there's some damage being done by Furia, but unfortunately no conversions being made, so this is so risky. How does he get away with that? Vinny's now found another back as well. That's now the 3rd time I think we've seen a 5 versus 3 swing within a matter of seconds to go back to a 3 versus 3. Surely he's not going to get another one. They have to be expecting it at this point. So much aggression coming out from Furia, and still Swole Patrol are left unprepared. Yay, all alone. Surely this can't go from a 5v3 to a 3 versus none. Like, that would just be, well, literally as bad as it could have gone.
Well, it did, Tom. Kind of unfortunate for Swole Patrol. I mean, they've shown they can do the head-to-head battles. They can, you know, play at the same kind of level when it comes to FPS 101 and just aiming at your opponent. But the fact that they can't close out these rounds is really something that's gotta frustrate them, I think, is the nicest way to say it.
Yeah, no, that's too many advantages that they've just given away. And I think when they get into those positions, they have to just hold and just be patient. Because almost every time Quesarado or somebody on the other side, like Art especially, looks to try and get them back in the round by going aggressive. And the fact that Quesarado gets away with as much as he did is ludicrous.
I mean, the first one, yeah. Okay, I could give that one. The second one, though, I don't think you would ever expect him to continue to push like that. Nice little flashbang out of Vinny, allows Art to push through and get a second. Now they have the 5-on-3 man advantage. Last round this first half, just a 9-10 for Zelsis. They're continuing to push. Art's still aggressive with the bomb. Is he going to push the smoke as well? Oh my gosh, he's doing it again.
He does so much damage. In fact, he's going to get the ace. What a cleanup from Art to end this half. He has had an absolute field day. Like I said, a lot of the rounds he's played, it's either him getting instantly shut down or him getting a triple. He's had 2 triple kills with Deagles. He just aced the final round of the half. This man is just having fun with it, and he doesn't even need his AWP anymore. Maybe he's been let loose by the AWP falling out of his hands.
I feel like Swole Patrol could have come out with the advantage in that half. If they just played those 5-on-3s a little bit differently, played a little bit more passive, because we know how aggressive Fury likes to play, and then punish him for it. We saw right there. I mean, how many times did they push the smoke this half alone, Tom?
Yeah, like I said, like early in this map, it's one of those things with Furia that a lot of the top teams sort of came to expect. I think that's why we sort of saw them with a little bit of a fall from grace around the major, because people prepped against them. But if you don't play them regularly, then, well, this is the sort of thing that will happen against them.
All right, well, we'll see what's going to happen in the second half after a short break. Welcome back, everyone, to the second half of our second match so far today.
Holy cow.
And look at that ADR out of Art. 158.
That's disgusting.
That is quite disgusting, because I think he has almost more than, like, half or 3/4 of the entire enemy team.
Let's not talk about that. We don't need to compare him. He is just fantastic. That's all
He's in a
that
league
needs
of
to
his
be
own
said.
at the moment.
Yeah, that's for sure. And even still, the scoreline is only 9-6. It shows, like, a lot of these rounds sort of come swinging back. Odds in the favor of Fury. I don't blame people for going in their favor, especially when you consider the Vertigo's coming up next and they're already winning this first map. It's understandable, but we'll see what they can do on the T side, how their setups are going to work. The aggression that they've thrown in on the CT is obviously a little bit less scripted than on the T side. You expect to be pushed. Unfortunately, though, the smokes are going to be going in actually quite deep on towards that site. I wonder if they're going to try and wrap around and actually take a little bit more control.
Well, they're going to wrap around in the end. They're going to lock Neptune in his little cubby and not let him out. The bomb still has yet to go down at the moment, but Neptune's actually been able to help get out from Swag. And Celsius even gets a knife. It's a lot of extra money for him on his side, and he's been the real standout in these pistol rounds. He's been really helping keep Swole Patrol in the repetitions. But Henny finally getting some kills. He's been really quiet in that first half. K-Serrado there as well. Swag by himself against two. Going for the reload, trying to survive, trying to hide as best he can. And I like this Furia backing away. And he has a kit, but he can't stick it because Henny's going to be there. And Henny, I think, got 3 kills in that round, and he got, I think, 7 in total in the first half. And he was on 5 for a majority of it. So Henny's starting to come alive here.
Yeah, he got caught out quite often with his AWP. Like, when they actually did go B, a lot of the time it was super fast plays, which, if you're an AWPer, is the last thing you want. And then all the other rounds he was retaking A. So I don't think it was necessarily like his fault, but it's definitely good to see him get off to a strong start, especially if you're a Brazilian fan right now with every single member of this Furia side currently in double digits. Here we go. We saw some fantastic rounds based off pistols in the first half, and now we have a stack once again. However, Yuri is just looking to farm it up. There will be 1 kill coming in at least for Sub Rosa. But unfortunately, that will be all. And interestingly, they don't do what most teams do, which is force that second round and then save up the extra money to make sure you have utility. Like, that's obviously one of the primary factors about Inferno, like banana control based off incendiaries, even HEs utilized more on this map probably than any other. But they've decided, okay, they're either going to have to go cheap on some of their rifles or do what they've done here and just only have 1 incendiary and barely any HEs, in fact. So a good chance for some real banana control to come in, which is exactly what Fury are going to do.
Interesting to hold this far in the back of sight. But imagine generally you'd have someone in towards CT to rotate to help you. So all it takes a couple Molotovs and you're pretty much out in the open behind the fountain. Throwing in their own, trying to delay the push coming through. I kind of surprised actually they used it just like that. I thought they would hold on to it a little bit more when the actual push comes through, but here we go. Flashbang's being thrown in. Rose looking for the first kill. He's going to get it, but takes a hell of a lot of damage, and Neptune's going to fall. Vinny cracks open the site. Fury will get the bomb down here and look for, well, the afterplant hold, and I think Swole Patrol just have to realize, yeah, we can't bother with this one, especially when you have an M4 and an AWP to bring into the next round. Might as well just try to hold on to these weapons, which I don't know if Fury's going to let them do, because they still have a lot of players on some decent money.
Yeah, I think Art especially is definitely going to be hunting here. Mac 10, like, it doesn't even matter if he goes down. He's lost absolutely nothing, and the potential of removing, well, one of the weapons is massive. But yeah, that sort of setup is, I definitely agree, like using that Molotov into Banana when you're not fighting for Banana control is fairly interesting. Like, it can slow them down, but okay, you buy a few seconds when they're not even really pushing you. So it didn't benefit them as much as if, as you said, when they'd run into the site, if they had that Molotov to maybe give the rotators a chance, especially when you know that your setup is deep into short. Like, if you even just look at the map, those 2 points are the furthest away from each other as humanly possible. So the rotation was going to take ages.
I mean, I could maybe understand if you're looking to get the rotate into CT, like try to use that to buy time, but the unfortunate part was that it was so late into the round, I feel like, that Fury already was past the position of where the Molotov was going. At least it had a couple of players. Yeah, I mean, that obviously, yeah, that one come through and kind of hearing that sound, that little whiff sound is unfortunate for you.
Well, there it is. There it is. I just heard it once again. This time they're actually going to challenge more into Banana, though. Really look to try and fight against them. Lots of damage being done off the back of nades. And again, it seems like Fury have managed to take Banana control with not too much resistance. This time, though, Ye is waiting with the AWP. As mentioned, it's a role we haven't seen too much from him. Neptune also there alongside the hole with 3 defenders of this B site. You have to wonder whether it would be worth falling back. How does Art get away with that? It looks like he had a misjump there and still gets a kill. And again, it was a 5v3, Jason. Is it going to swing back? Luckily, Sub Rosa keeps the man advantage alive, at least for now, and manages to fall back out of the site. A smart play from him. Gives a chance for the rotation. He's going to go back, though. This is so risky, and he loses his life because of it. His teammates weren't anywhere near the action, and now we're sat level again.
5-on-3 seem to be the bane of existence for Swole Patrol. Though it's not over just yet. Down to a 2-on-2 with 30 seconds left to go. Yuri trying to look for a plant. The problem is they have no utility to help support this. No smokes, no flashes. It's going to have to be just a commit. And he will do just that. Takes a lot of damage from that grenade. But again, Henny with the SG in the back of sight. Swag's going to have such a tough time swinging around to go for this challenge. So many angles to clear. He has to hope that Zelzis can somehow take down one. He spots the first player. He gets him down. And now it's all on Henny. And Henny gets down Swag.
He's turned it into this 1v1. Zelzis has been so good at these clutches, but not this time. A triple kill once again for Henny. And there just doesn't seem to be a member of this Furia team who can't step up to the plate. Like, they have had every single player do damage across the board. And yeah, it was that. Like, this is the thing. The ones I've counted is 4 5v3s lost.
Was it 4? I thought it was 3. There was a 4th?
No, I'm pretty sure it's 4.
Oh, man.
Like, it's not been... It's been worrying how many of those they've actually managed to lose. Maybe I'm wrong, but even still,
But
even if it's only 3...
is, like, too many to lose.
So they've really had trouble with their advantages. Now they're left onto pistols. Do a lot of damage. They know that there's been heavy aggression from Furia taking Banana, but... even still, big disadvantage here. I like how they rotate back. Like, even though it doesn't work out for Ye, the fact that they throw all those nades in and then go, okay, now we're going to stack onto the A site, it gives a little bit of a false positive in terms of information for Furia. However, even still sat with a man advantage, Furia can just look to slow this round down. And you can see this time Neptune's just trying to play around the smoke. He's utilized it to at least give his teammates a bit of time to rotate over. Maybe the flashbang will give them a little more.
Here we go, Neptune swings wide. Only gets one, though, unfortunate. Art, yet again, being so consistent for Furia, has had a phenomenal game. Might be looking for more, but Zelzis is going to be here, and the bomb has been put down on the ground. Swag gets caught up by Art again, his 3rd kill of the round. And Zelzis, that's just a little unfortunate for him in terms of the timing. But Sub Rosa gets a double out of nowhere. But does he expect to have a man towards CT spawn? And I think now knowing where he is, the bomb can rotate away. Vinny actually just turns tail and runs, going to head back towards the A side, and Yuri's just going to wait in towards CT spawn for the rotation to come through.
Yeah, this is the 2nd time in this game we've just seen a full rotation while having control of the site, but it's the smart play to make. Take away the risk. You know that based off what you've seen so far in this round, the likelihood is that Sub Rosa does not have a kit. Does, however, get the kill onto Yuri. A fantastic shot. I think he saw him cross when he ran through CT, so he definitely had an idea that there was a player around this angle. He also knows how quick he needs to be here, and Vinny could be absolutely anywhere. Pop flash over the top, probably going to expect the position of the pit, doesn't spot him out, but now knows, has the information, just looking for the taps. The bomb also in his area, but he needs to clear this kill quickly, and he does do it just about in time. So that should be the defusal here. Great round coming out from Sub Rosa, and finally an awakening for him, because we haven't seen much from him at all.
I am still honestly amazed that they won that.
Yeah.
Considering the situation he's in. He got 4 kills in that round to close it out. He had a man towards CT he had to deal with before even getting towards the actual site. It was a smart call to rotate the bomb back towards A, but the problem was, I guess he did see the man lurking in towards CT earlier on in that round. And I mean, we talked about Swole Patrol losing, 5-on-3s, but that should have been a round that Fury was able to lock down.
faster execution coming out now from Furia. They've managed to wrap all the way around in towards that arch side. There's only 2 players actually on this site. They stacked B initially in the round just because of how aggressive Furia have been around those angles. They're already on the site. Swag is going to be able to get that initial kill, but the trade is there from Vinny, and Zelsis now just left within the pit. He does have support coming, but Vinny is aware, doubles down on his first kill. Yay is there to trade one back, but it's not going to be enough. The change in pace from Furia, the switch of sights as they've mostly gone towards B, and you could tell that Swole Patrol weren't ready for that at all.
It's kind of a shame too, because we've seen some like good moments within Swole Patrol. Like they've had some good individual play. I still think that's kind of like the story of the team. There's just good individual play, which I mean they have so many great individuals that can make those well, not to sound redundant, to make those plays happen. Problem is, hey, it's late for me as well, even though it's only like 9 p.m. here. My mind is over in Germany still. But it's just sad when it comes to having these advantages, not having that teamwork nailed down just yet. And I wonder if that's something that will come in time. Obviously, Neptune, the newest addition to the team, but I think this actually could have been a really close kind of scoreline. I think we could technically have been looking at, like 14-10, 14-11, if not the other way around in favor of Swole Patrol if a couple of those rounds didn't get away from them. Considering how back and forth the economy game was in the first half, it could have been Swole Patrol in the lead.
Yeah, I think both teams, though, have lost 3 or 4 rounds that they never should have lost. It just happened that Furias was so close towards the beginning that they were able to break back and use the money in their favor a little bit more. This time, though, Subroza has got the opener. In fact, 2 individual duels handed to him, and he's going to win both. Started to really step up a bit over the last few rounds, and important that he does. But it's a 5v3, Jason, so I'm a little bit worried. We'll see.
Something about
shouldn't
history.
be a way for them to lose this now, especially with Swag able to get that kill. I wasn't really expecting Yuri to check that, although it has been the position that Swag's been in over the last few rounds. I guess they've mainly gone towards the B site, so it's something that we know, having the overview of everything. And they've got no utility to make this take on towards the B site, so even if somehow they trade like 2 for 1, it's still going to be an insane scenario for Furia to try and hold on to. It's only if they manage to get both these picks with no response whatsoever that they even have a chance, and I think that's asking a little bit much. Peak going to come in, they even get in each other's way, maybe a bit of miscommunication there on the timing, and yeah, another great round from Subroza.
3 rounds, and in 2 of those he's gotten 4 kills each round. So well done by him to, as you said, really step up, really come into his own in towards the later halves of this map. Keeps him alive at 8 rounds. 14-8 currently, though, still for Furia. I was getting a little bit scared, though, when it was a 5-on-3. I was totally with you on that one. But we're going to see the BAP come in yet again. And by the way, Art's on 30 kills in 22 rounds played. He's had a stellar performance. Still 138 ADR this far in.
It's gone down a little bit.
Yeah, what was it, 150?
I think it was like 158.
Yeah.
So it was something ridiculous. Like to keep that going would be nigh on impossible, but I think someone did it recently.
Wasn't it Flusha?
No, I think it was Crims.
Or is it Crims? Yeah.
Crims. I think he got like hit like the 3rd highest ADR ever in a match, which
180 something.
Just stupid. But here we go. Once again, we're going to have the play in towards this B site. There's a couple of pistols there, but that doesn't seem to be a detriment to Fury. In fact, a lot of the times, it seems to be an advantage. So Rosa going to bounce in an incendiary, and in fact, Neptune has just found one. I think that was through the smoke. Even still, though, a bomb plant for Furia will give them much more of a chance to hold on to this one. The time starts ticking in their favor. Unfortunately, they've already taken a lot of damage, at least on some of their players. Doing a bit more through the glass, and you have to expect this to be a retake. However, Henny again is going to be able to get a pick. Subroza once more with a trade, and Zelsis adds another to the body pile. It's left all onto Queserado. He may just have to try and save his weapon here. This is just hoping for a miracle, and he's not going to be able to do anything against defusing that bomb. And in fact, the CT side, they're not even going to go hunting for him. He can keep the SG.
That was a phenomenal Molotov, by the way, by Neptune. Throwing it straight in towards Dark. You saw Henny try to back away immediately when the flashbangs came through, trying to go to a safe space, but that safe space turned into hot spaces. He had nowhere really to go. He was forced to actually play out in the open, got taken down from CT, and I mean, a phenomenal retake. Great use of utility. Good job. Well earned by Swole Patrol there, and that's something I was kind of criticizing them on, at least on the T side, was the synergy between the players, but looking a little bit more comfortable on the CT side. 14-9 now, still Furia's favor. But Furia's going back for the force up here with the pistols. Not much of a force, though. Just some pistols bought up in the SG from K-Serato's saved from the last round.
Oh, it's looking like a slaughter so far. The weapons already hit the ground, and that's one of the things you sort of worry about is SGs going into your opponent's favor. In fact, there's only weapons that you can actually buy on the T side currently on Swole Patrol, other than the AWP, which I suppose you can buy there as well. So they're pretty much as good as it gets when it comes to your purchase. Just Molotoving the bomb for fun at this point, as there's going to be a long rotation back. This is one of those rounds where I almost wonder if Furia are just having a bit of a chat, like a free tactical pause. Just use the time wisely. You're not going to win this round, and if you do, I'll leave, because that will make absolutely no sense, and I think I'll just have to go and cry myself to sleep.
Well, now I don't want Furia to win this round, because I don't want to have to finish casting this match alone.
Aw, I thought you were going to say the opposite.
if Dust were to come in, I'd take him. If Stunner were to come in, I'd take him. But, you know.
Or some of the production
You're already
guys as
here.
well.
Yeah, can we get Phi back? Or Stokes from yesterday? Well, here we go. Bomb somehow being planted, by the way.
Yeah.
Even though they had the bomb down top mid, they were able to pick it up, rotate it back towards B, get the bomb down. Tom, do you feel it?
No.
Do you
this
feel
is
it?
not happening. It's not possible. I'm not going to believe that. Yay, trying to help them out a little bit. Yeah, thank you. Okay.
But they got way more than they should have ever gotten by getting that bomb down.
Yeah, well, technically they didn't get a kill, but Ye helped them out by shooting his own teammate in the back of the head. But, hey, 4 players surviving for the CT side. Okay, it's
but
not
you're
perfect. Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's one of those scenarios where, if anything, for them at this point, it doesn't matter that much that the bomb goes down. Because Fury are going to be coming in with buys after buy anyway. Now the loss bonus is building up. They can't really afford to lose any rounds, otherwise it goes to, like, map point. So they've just got to keep stringing them together, and keeping it clean and making sure their purchase is fine is more important. Obviously, they still shouldn't have let the bomb go down, but I don't think it's as big a deal as you might think.
A little bit of a tactical coming in, trying to talk some things over. Credit to Swole Patrol, considering how that first half did go, losing, I think you said 4 5-on-3s.
It was something ridiculous. Someone can look it up if they want to prove me wrong.
At a minimum of 3, let's just say that. At a minimum of 3, they're able to come together on the CT side. Again, some retakes really coming through and some good teamwork as well, really shining. I still love that Molotov out of Neptune from construction to actually force Henny out of the dark spot. But anyways, 14-10. Furia back on the buy. Henny back with the AWP. I don't think we've really seen him get many kills, if any, I want to say, on the op. I'm trying to think if I've seen a single one in recent memory.
Maybe not on this side, but he did get maybe like 1 or 2 on the CT side.
Okay, well,
he didn't have to do that much, to be honest.
Yeah. A little bit of a lackluster game from him at the moment. But then again, speaking of lackluster, Art, who was on 30 kills in round 22, or at the end of round 22, is still on 30 kills at the end of round 25.
He's done his job. They gotta leave it up to someone else now.
Yeah, but who's gonna do it? Considering Swole Patrol have won quite a few rounds now.
Yep, Sabrosa should be getting a freebie as well.
Oh my!
And okay, just spraying through the smoke, almost kills off K-Serrato as well. Yuri just trying to lurk above his own. He can't really stay out there for too long. Well, now left with just 2 players remaining. This is looking hopeless. Henny does at least manage to get 1, but there shouldn't really be any way. The only worry is that
It was a 5-on-3 again?
no.
It was a 5-on-3.
Well, yeah, of course it was, because it was 5 all the way down.
Oh my
no,
God.
my goodness. These aren't rounds you can let slip back into a 2v2. I don't understand how this is happening. This would be worse. This was a 5v2 before they started coming back into the round. Ye and Swag, they've got the time on their side. There's only 15 seconds left, but Swag is alone. Even if it's a 1-for-1 trade, then that's absolutely fine. That will give them a chance in the clutch. But are they going to check this angle? We saw it earlier. They are going to check it. The spray through. Can he get the plant down? I think he's just about got enough time. So that is going to come down to the 1 versus 1. Oh, that must have been like 0 point something. Because I'm sure he like, it's 3.5 seconds. So it must have been like 3.3 or something.
That still should never have come that close. It should never have come down to 1 player left and time when this shot out of Henny was just, what is that?
How's that in his face? Like, can't even see anything there, but He is just one of those players. He's actually going to have the AWP, again in this scenario, saved from the previous round and giving him the opportunity. Haven't really seen that level of sort of clutch out from him though so far. Like, did well in one of the pistol rounds. Did well with the SG as well.
I mean, he was on 7 kills at the end of the first half. Now he's on 16.
Yeah, no, he's definitely had his moments, but I mean, like, I don't think we've seen him properly dominate around, at least with the AWP.
Yeah, you're right.
With the AWP. So I want to see something here out from that AWP. Even if he just gets them to pick, that give them enough space to get onto the site. Like, that's really what they need. Smokes available, a Molotov as well, and a singular or a few flashbangs. But here we go. This is the execution. 2 players here. Sub Rosa has had a massive step up over the last few. Neptune actually sat on the boost, but they've gone for a bit more of an interesting smoke. Once again, this deep smoke thrown in. The boost doesn't really help them too much here, and while the tank team just spraying things down, it's left on to just Henny. With that off, he does manage to get another, but Ye is ready for the trade. Still coming back into this Swole Patrol, continue their streak. Now you have to wonder if Furia are starting to feel the pressure.
I definitely say so. 14 to 12. I actually want to double check when we get back into the game if Art has gotten a kill, because I put it out before. At the end of round 22, he was on 30. Hopefully for his sake, he's been able to get a couple more since then. But yeah, the question is who's going to step up for the team now? I mean, Henny's been able to hit some really good shots. The problem is, well, he's pretty much by himself with just the op in that round.
It's normally once they're in such a bad position, then he starts getting kills. It's like, I feel like he needs to be utilized more as someone finding openers or like looking for picks, because that, like, the last round was a 5v2, then he started getting kills. This round I think was also a 5 versus 2, and then he starts getting kills. It's like, by that point, okay, sure, last time they almost managed to bring it back, but if he could have got a pick earlier, then maybe they win the round.
Well, winning rounds is something they're going to look to do here. Round 27. They've been on 14 for a hell of a long time.
5 in a row.
Yeah, you're going to miss the first shot. And actually, Art can take his head clean off Vinny as well. That's probably one of the cleanest takes we've seen into a site so far today. And I think Swole Patrol immediately just going to back away from this one. Yeah, he does have 10,000, though. But considering it's a 3-on-5, they're not really feeling their chances here. And that should be Furia getting onto map point.
Yeah, they're not even going to be able to fight this one. I think that's also one of the first times we've seen them properly utilize apartments. Maybe that was just something that Yuri chipped in, because there was a round a couple ago where he was just able to sit outside a balcony on the top of a smoke and nobody noticed. So maybe that was just a little piece of info that he threw in and just went, oh yeah, no, okay, maybe they're not focusing on this as much as they should be. Obviously, Ye was, but that's the sort of difference that one pick can make, because the second he went down, Swag was just, there was no way he gets out of that alive. Like, he was in such a horrible position.
So Tom, I'm actually curious to see why Furia was almost chasing a little bit for kills there, considering they didn't have much money to spend, and Swole Patrol won, I think you said 5 rounds in a row, but they just back away anyways. They all keep their team alive into the next round. But now for Swole Patrol, what do they have left in the tank on this map? They need something special to come out of the works to keep their hopes alive at map 1. And I want to say keep their hopes alive in the series, because we talked about this before. Vertigo's the second map, Mirage is the third, but Furia, one of the few teams, if basically the only team who's put in a ton of time onto this map and has shown they're willing to play it. They played it 6 times so far and have an 83% win rate. That I don't know if Swole Patrol has that map in their repertoire.
Yeah, they were the early adopters.
I think you casted one of like the first official matches on Vertigo.
They played it during the
Belo Horizonte?
No, it was DreamHack Rio final, and they absolutely spanked Avangard. They lost the final overall because on the next 2 maps Avangard actually knew what they were doing. But yeah, they definitely were one of the teams that were just like, okay, we're going to put this into our map pool. So they're not one that you really want to be playing them on it, and they're constantly trying to like adapt and update their play style. So it'll be difficult to play against for Swole Patrol. They have played it a few times, but probably more on like a puggy style. Like, there are some teams who can just individually like fight. I think I saw Hellraisers do that once, where they were just so aggressive in their plays that they were able to win the map. But nonetheless, we're not there yet. It's going to be the B take attempted now by the T-side. Furia slowly leading their way up Banana. Neptune alongside Sub Rosa, of course. Been pretty good within this B defense. Sabrosa doing damage already. In fact, Zelsis manages a pick elsewhere, and although the trades are back and forward, it's the CT side once again that come out on top. You can even see it, Art desperately looking for some sort of pick to give them a way back into this round. The bomb is going to be going down, and in afterplant situations, that's where Henny's actually been picking up the majority of his kills. The problem is there's still an incendiary. There's a position to be cleared. Henny actually peeks back in, finds Ye. Now Zelsis, is he going to expect Art to just be holding this crossfire? He could be perfectly placed. He gets one with the one tap, and it's left onto Henny, trying to clutch this out. Swag just trying to even get onto the bomb, but he's going to take so much damage and spraying back through the smoke. So much has been done. Henny's going to close this out. Another clutch from him in the afterplant situations. And although it gets close, although it almost comes back, Furia still take their opponent's match choice.
And they did. Art having 30+ kills. Having 30 kills 22 rounds in, had a phenomenal game, especially on that CT side. The